everyone. Today we are going to have a go at another part of this cute octopus picture from Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. I thought we would have a go at the chest next. I thought it was quite good to deal with the bigger parts and then concentrate maybe on a few of the details after. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit now. Obviously the chest is quite large. I'm just going to move my book a little bit up so we can just zoom in as much as possible, but I want to keep the whole chest in picture, in shot. Now I'm actually pressing down the spine of my book. Be very careful if you do that, because on some books it can break the spine. The UK version is sewn, and so the pages all stay well together. I have just noticed I've completely missed this tentacle here, which is good, but I just show you the rest because I did say I was going to talk you through it. I didn't really come across any sort of thing that I felt I needed to mention really, but I'll just show you it so you can see that it's all finished, I guess, apart from that little bit there, which I'll need to come back to at some point. Interesting how I just noticed it now. But anyway, I'm not going to do that now. It's not going to look any different to these, so we'll just leave that. We're going to concentrate on the chest. This main part I think should be wood. Now what I'm going to do is start with a lighter colour and then build up the colour a little bit to a darker wood. Now in my castle set I actually only have 3 browns. I have a oops, just dropping one on the floor, sorry. I have a Davies grey, which is quite a browny grey, but I don't want to go that light. So I have the sepia and the Van Dyck brown and the burnt umber. I'm not going to use sepia, it's quite red. I'm going to mainly use these two, but what I might do is brighten some areas with a sort of orangey yellow. We have things like cinnamon and some ochres and things like that, but I'm just going to start with the Van Dyck brown and go over all the sort of wood areas with that with a gentle layer. So this I'm holding the pencil quite far down the pencil so that I can get an even stroke with the pencil like this. It's quite simple. And while I'm doing this, I'm having a little think about how to colour the different areas. Now, the sides of the box are quite easy, I think, compared to this lid, because the lid is shaped. You can see from this part that it's shaped, which means that it is darker, going to be darker in some areas than others where it's catching the light or shade, depending on how far away it is from us. I mean, of course, it could. This could be a flat piece of wood in the box, but it's now. I'm going to colour in a directional way, so see, we've got lines drawn on the wood from Johanna. These are the sort of like the wood grain. So I'm going to colour in that direction because I will emphasise that later. And the same here. I'm not going to show you every piece because it's going to be the same. But, sorry, I will show you what I think are the more complicated pieces. Now, I'm not going to do actually the main bits here and here, because that's just going to take time. I will show you the lid, and this will be the same. So I would just do the same layer here and here. So if you want to do it now, just pause and just colour those bits. Now, we need to deal with this central part. Now let's have a think together about what's going on. This is probably the furthest away part of the box here, and this bit down here is tipped really forward, so it's going to reflect light. So this bit here is going to be the darkest. I'm going to mark it out just with this pencil to start with, and then I've got a darker pencil I can use as well. So this is going to be my darker bit, and then this is going to get lighter here. And I think this bit's going to probably be our lightest, okay? And I'm going to make this bit here a little bit darker than I did down here. I just think it's going to be a bit darker. And leave that bit quite light. Okay, so I'm just marking that out and having a think really about how it's going to be, like that. Okay, so I'm just filling in those areas. Now, I have a look at that in the picture, in my camera, because it's a better way of seeing it, I find. And I'm quite pleased with how that looks. I think that has emphasised the shape of the box. And I'm just going to think about this side piece. This bit is, where's the shade going to be? I think it's probably going to be at the bottom. I'm going to make it a little bit darker down here and lighter up here. I don't know if it's going to work. Don't copy me yet. Let's see if it works. Maybe. Or might it be the same with that being darker there? I don't know. Because it's on the side, it's a bit different. Let's colour in there, make sure we've got some colour there. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm also going to do this side because it's on the outside. It will probably, I will do it the same as that. It's a bit darker at the bottom. But actually, with these two sides, now these two aren't reflecting the light any more or less if the light's coming down from the seabed. So what I would do with these is do them darker here and lighter towards the middle, okay, rather than lighter as they go up, which is, I'm doing with this one. I hope that makes sense. I don't want a line there. Okay, so I'm going to grab my darker brown and do some more detailing. As I say, this is the burnt umber. And I'm really going to work in this area here where I think it's going to be quite dark to start with. And then fade that in both directions as I did with the other colour. Just making it a little darker. Like that. Now it seems darker here than here, so I'm just going to add a bit more. There we go. Now I'm not sure if on these sides whether I really want it to be too dark. I might just leave them as they are with the lighter colour. What I'm going to do is grab a lighter brown, yellowy brown. Now I'll show you what I'm deciding between because it might help you. So I've got these two here. I have got a cinnamon and a, which you can see is quite orangey, I think, and the yellow ochre light, which I think is what I'm going to go for. Don't have, I'm just seeing if we've got a burnt ochre, it's very orangey. We've got a terracotta light. I think I'm going to go for this one. And these areas that I think might pick up the light, I will do a little brighter. Just a light layer. I don't want it to look like it's glowing in yellow. Just want it a little bit lighter here. And maybe just a bit here. And then we can blend it together with the brown. So it's not overpoweringly light. A little bit there and there, because we don't want to get it confused with the gold, which we're going to have to do some gold on this. There we go. So now I'm going to go back to my Van Dyck brown and just bring it together a little bit. So just even it out really, the gradient of shading. Maybe even go over that yellow a little bit so that the yellowy colour, so it's not too vibrant. Try not to go over the lines like I did. And again, just go over all of this. And what we'll do next is put in the wood grain look, because Johanna's drawn that on for us, but we can emphasize that a little bit more in a minute. So that's, don't forget that little bit there. Make sure you go up all the way to the edge of the octopus. That's it. Now he might be creating some complex shadows on here, but I don't want to make it too complicated. I think we've got a nice look of light and shade on there anyway, quite subtle, and I think that's enough for my liking anyway. If you want to make this even smoother, you can use a blender pencil or more layers to get rid of some of the white paper. But I'm quite happy with that white paper. I think it gives it a weathered look. And I don't mind having the white paper showing through. It is on the octopus as well for me, so I'm happy. But some people I know aren't keen on that look. Okay, so let's have a go with the wood grain. Now what you ideally want is a really dark brown, which I don't have a darker brown than the one I've used. So I'm thinking I could use black, but actually I'm going to try using my burnt umber. It needs to be really sharp because we're going to be drawing on these little lines that are already printed on the page. And we want them to show up. So as I say, this is the burnt umber, and I've just sharpened it. So I'm going to start by going over Johanna's lines. Now don't worry if they're a bit wibbly wobbly, because wood grain isn't even. I think this is actually supposed to be marking out the planks of wood, you know, pieces of wood that are joined together to make the chest. But they won't be perfectly straight. Wood is a natural product, so if you go a bit wibbly wobbly, that's all the better. Okay, and Johanna's lines aren't perfectly straight. She hasn't used a ruler, and what I'm going to do is just go in between and put some more little dots and dashes. I think it makes it look a bit more woody. You don't have to do this. Have a look and see what you think when I'm done. Now this pencil isn't really dark. I'm going to have a look and see when I'm done whether I feel it's a bit pale. You could use black and that would show up more, but I'm not sure it would look quite right. Or if you've got a darker brown in another set, a Prisma very thin would be good. I think there's a burnt umber or a dark brown or something in those. I was using them yesterday, but I can't remember. Yeah, I was doing a sunflower, which was fun, from Miniature Secret Garden. I just wanted to do a nice little picture. It was great fun. Let's have a look. Here you can see the grain in there, and it still shows the depth of the lid, which I want to make sure is still emphasised. So that's good. So we'll do the same on this bit here. So, and I will do this on this bit too. But as I said, I'll go away and do that bit in between videos so that I'm not doing, you know, too much the same, because it's all going to be the same. So there's that bit, quite quick. And this one again. So go over Johanna's lines first, because it's nice and easy. And you don't have to do the extra little bits if you don't want to. I just think it gives an even more woody look, but you may not agree. And it's quite a good technique if there's no lines drawn on something and you want it to look woody, like a floor, then it gives a nice woody look. So there's the lid. As I say, this side will be done in the same way. So what I would do, again, like I did with the lid, so the Van Dyck Brown all over, then some of the burnt umber on the edges, then a bit of lighter, the yellow ochre light down the middle, and then blend it back together with the Van Dyck Brown, and then do the wood grain. So it is a few stages, but it's quite simple. It just takes a little bit of time. And now we have to think about what to do with this edging. Oh, my finger. Oh dear. Oh well. Now we've got different choices with this. We could do it as if it was leather. So you could do it black with maybe silver, these little dots in silver, and you could use a really dark black burnished well in to the page with maybe silver pen for the little tacks. That's one option. It's something I am considering. Another option is to do silver or gold. Now, the problem with silver and gold is that we've got lots of silver and gold going on in here. Or that's what I'm going to do. You know, we've got crowns, we've got nuggets, we've got coins. So this is going to be a lot of silver and gold. So I'm thinking the black idea might work better. Although, you know, I like making silver and gold. It can be quite fun. But our hinges, again, need to be, can't be leather. And I'm also thinking if it was leather, it might rot under the sea, but then so might the wood. So maybe we're not going to worry too much about that. I mean, this may have only just come to the bottom of the sea, so it might be in very good condition. So I think what I'm going to do is go with the black idea. So I'm going to grab my black. It's just called Ivory Black. Oops. And we'll just do a bit of the lid. I could actually, I'm zooming a little more, I think, to the lid. I can't get it much more central. And so I'll just show you, I'll show you this bit, because we've got screws on this bit. Now, I am thinking about whether to do these actually in a silver pen. I think I might. I'll get a little bit of shine. The only problem is that most of the treasures and goodies and things, I'm going to create a shine with pencil. So if you do a little bit of metallic pen and then you do the rest with pencil, it looks quite different. But these are so small that trying to get a shine with a pencil is going to be quite difficult, because the way to achieve your shine is to leave a little bit of white. And there's such a small space there. Trying to fit in some grey and white to make it look silvery is going to be tricky. But I think I'm going to have a go and see what it looks like, and then I might change my mind. And because the good thing with the silver pens is that they write over anything, so we can have a go with the pencil. If it doesn't work, we can just go over with the pen. So it's quite simple. I've just managed to colour all over that one, so I think that was not good, was it? So I've coloured over the screw, so there's no way I'm going to be able to colour that white and silver now. Even if I erase it, it's not going to work, because the black stains the paper, and I've done it again. So we're going to be doing this with silver pen, aren't we? So that answers that question. I could show you one with pencil just so you can decide which is the right decision for you. But somehow I keep managing to just colour over them. Now, because pencil's quite shiny, it can look quite good, leathery and shiny. But you might want to burnish it down a little bit with a burnisher. You can just layer it up lots, and that will help, which is what I'm going to do now. A burnisher basically pushes the colour down into the paper, so and it makes it look more solid, so more like leather, and that's what I'm trying to do. And it will be quite a good contrast, because with the wood there's a lot of white paper showing through. So with this there isn't. I've managed to colour over nearly every circle on that bit, haven't I? Now, we also have to think about this inside bit. So if we do this the same black, it's going to be difficult for us to see this line in between the two bits of colour, because we're doing it in black. So I'm going to have a think about that. But I'm going to do I don't think I can really do a silver pencil, but I will have a go. I've got a cool grey deep, which is a dark grey. I'll just show you. It's really sharp. I think it's just not really going to show up. So there's the, oops, I'll show it you off camera, cool grey deep. I'm going to put my head really close to it and just try and do a bit around the edge. I think it just gets lost in the black. It's not ideal, is it? So I have got a selection of silver pens. I think that one's a bit thick. I've got, nope, that's not. Sorry, I am searching, I can't find it. Is that it? Yeah. So So I've got a Posca silver. This is a PC1MR, which is the finest tip that they do. I've also got this one, which is a Staedtler metallic pen, but the tip is like that. And although it's a 1 to 2 mil, so it's quite thick. Whereas this is 0.7 mil, so it's a better size for this small chest. I'm going to give it a shake and I'm just going to show you. Now, I wouldn't do these until you finished the whole chest, or else you might risk smudging. But I'm just doing it to show you so you can decide. And you could use a silver pencil, of course. I know there are brands that have silver in. I've got to guess where these are. I think I'm doing too many, but never mind. Yeah, that's way too many, isn't it? I'm going to pop a few extra in here as well so it doesn't look so weird. There we go. Prisma Colour has silver. Prismacolor Very Thin has silver. And Polychromos has silver. And you can just buy metallic pencils. Like, actually, I happen to have some here. These are metallic pencils. They were given as a gift to my husband from came over from America. They're quite fun. He's used them a bit and I stole them. So that was naughty of me. So anyway, so that's the silver. Now, if you look in the light, it shines a little bit, but it can look a little bit white. But I think it's okay. So that's that. Now we need to think about this inside piece, and I'm thinking maybe we could do it in a grey, but then we've got hinges. Could do the hinges gold. Okay, so let's try it in grey and see how it looks, because as I say, this line here, actually, just hit the tripod with my pencil. Actually, I'm going to do it in black. I've changed my mind. So this is Ivory Black, but I'm going to do it a little bit lighter because it'll be catching the light because it's sort of in a different direction to this. So if we do it a lighter black, that might work. It won't look so leathery, but I think it'd be, well, my desk is leather and it's really warm and light, so maybe I need to, I keep being told that I need to wax my desk, and I know I do. The leather, I've got some wax I can use, but I'm just really worried that it's going to come off all over my books and things, so it makes me a bit scared to do it. So that's quite a light layer. I think we can get away with doing it a little bit darker than that, so I'm going to darken it up a little bit just so that that's better, so that it looks black rather than grey. But you can see the difference between here, and I think then you can see the sort of shape and depth of the box better. Or chest, I should say. It's not a box, it's a chest. Now what I will do with the down here is similar. So I'll keep this light. I'll probably make it a little bit lighter here so you can see the distinction. And then do the sides dark like I did this bit. And the base, I'm not sure. I'll have a think while I'm just doing this other layer. I'm not sure whether the base part should be wood. And I'm thinking yes. Because look, see how it's arched here? It's like it's got a wooden base. So I should do the base in wood colour. And add the wood grain just like I did on here. There we go. I can get away with that bit being darker because it's got nothing near it. But we don't want to make it look too odd. Okay, hinges. I'm thinking silver. I think I'll do this black bit first. Need to be a little careful. We don't really want to get black on the treasures. Now I've done quite a bit of metallic tutorials before with different shiny treasures, but I will show you a few of these because Not sure if I've done coins, I may have done, but I'll show you a few. And I've done bottles and beads and things before. Now I'm trying to think whether this bit, this lower piece, would be darker than this higher piece. I'm thinking it might be darker under here, so there would be some shadow. So I think I'm just going to put a sort of shadow line in there. There we go. Yeah, and obviously I'll carry that on around the edge. I'm just doing it a little bit to show you. And we'll do the hinges and we will leave it there. Oh, I know we spent a long time. Oh, look, there's yet another tentacle. Well, I shall do those in a bit as well. The same as these. So the hinges could be gold or silver. Could use the silver pen if you want to. We've got a little bit more space, so I'm going to have a go with a pencil, but actually I'm going to use not I'm going to use the cool grey, not the deeps. It's a slightly lighter colour. I think that might work better. And I'm thinking this is probably a rounded piece. I'm thinking about what a hinge looks like. So I'm thinking it might be a little bit darker under here and lighter as we go up. And I'm just going to put a tiny layer of grey on the top and leave a white area to try and make it look like it's a sort of shiny silver. I'm just going to sit back and look at that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to over fiddle with it. I think if I make it any darker, it's going to disappear into the black. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. So I'm going to finish this now. I'm not going to do the padlock or the handle yet. I'll do those with you because they're a little bit different. I'm just going to finish the wood and the edge of the chest and the tentacles that I missed earlier. So I will do that, and I will come back with another video to, as I say, do this lock. It's not a padlock, is it? It's just a lock. The handle, and then some of the bits and pieces. I'm not sure how many more videos I'll do. I'll have a think. It depends how much time it takes me to show you different bits and bobs. But I hope that's been useful. I will share a picture at the end of the finished chest so you can have a look at it and sort of use that as guidance. But I've done the hardest bit. This bit's much easier in my opinion anyway. So hopefully you would agree and find that to be the case. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that was fun and useful. Have a wonderful day and happy colouring.